Hello and welcome to Tarot with Tonja. This is 7 cards for 7 days series. So this week I'm a couple of days behind, had a visitor and a holiday. So we're actually just looking at 5 cards, and we are working from Wednesday, May 29th until Sunday, June 2nd. So welcome back if you have been here before, and welcome to the channel if you are new. And I will talk some about the astrology in this week, these 5 days, and then we'll look at some cards, and we'll end with an oracle card. So we start with the moon in Pisces. Well, it's Aquarius until the evening of the 29th, and then it moves into Pisces that evening. And on Sunday, it will be in Aries all day. On Wednesday the 29th, we do have Chiron conjunct Mars, and this is about our self-images, our wounds, the actions that we take. So if you have, if you're an Aries sun, an Aries rising, Aries moon, maybe you have your node there, north or south, it's going to affect you probably more intensely. But for all of us, it is work around the image of the self, the self-love, the self-criticism, things like that. So if you're feeling some of that kind of stuff, you're right in sync. Then on Thursday the 30th, we have Mercury conjunct Uranus. This could be fun conversations. Could be running into eccentric people, enjoying talking, entertaining far out ideas, things like that. Then on Sunday, June 2nd, we have Jupiter trine Pluto and Mercury sextile Neptune. Now those are some of the easier aspects. So we might find ourselves feeling cheerful, optimistic, tolerant, confident, and generous. That Jupiter, brings those qualities in, and Pluto is strong and transformative with them. And then when we have the Mercury sextile to Neptune, we've got our psychic ability enhanced. Mercury is that communication, the ability to express ideas. Neptune is the intuitive, the psychic, the collective, unconscious, and so forth. The unity consciousness. So there could be some really nice creativity that comes in with that as well. All right, so as always, take what resonates for you and leave the rest behind, because it is a collective reading. I have used the Golden Tarot for the cards this time, and what jumped out at me right away is how many majors. So just 5 cards this time, 4 of them are major, so the energies are pretty strong. We begin with the Empress. We have 2 3s this week. Otherwise, not a lot of pairs happening. But strong individual energies. So this is about abundance, bounty, the earth, the divine energies of sharing, compassion, abundant resources. So it could feel like a very generous day on this Wednesday, May 29th. Yeah. The dark side of that can be feeling a bit smothered, or being overly generous, or not being able to take action because we're so bogged down on the sensuality of it. Then on our Thursday, we have the Hermit. So here's an energy where we go inward. We try to connect with the inner wisdom. There's a lantern held by our Hermit, and that signifies that. It's not so much seeking out there, but seeking what's in, looking for that divine light. There is a deer here, and a small bird on the ground, and it's hard to see, but there is a cat too. So, you know, the animals show the connectedness to life, to the earth, to instinctual qualities as well. So how do we find ourselves in the material world, but using our inner world for our wisdom, for our light? And we know that that, you know, is a connection to source for us. So the Hermit can very much be about those kinds of things. Then on our Friday, we have the Seven of Wands. So now maybe some action comes up. Feeling the abundance, the divine feminine, then going into the divine masculine and the inner world, and then maybe taking some actions. So sevens are connected to the Chariot. That would be the major card for them. And it can be preparing to take an action or actually really getting things rolling. So we kind of need that context here. I also feel in this one that it is about standing up for what we believe in. There's almost like a balancing act. I mean, our person's feet are grounded, but the card to me always gives the illusion of floating a bit above. So it's trying to rise above conflict potentially, to stand up for what we believe in without being aggressive about it. I mean, in a way, it fits that Chiron and Mars conjunction. How can we use that energy of action wisely? How can we make positive change with that? And that's going to be instinctual because it is wands and fire. So it's not going to be necessarily an intellectual process, but what do our instincts encourage us to do? When we get to Saturday, we have that second 3. So it was the Empress, and now here it's 21, which is 3 in numerology. And this is the world. Sometimes it's called the universe. It's the end of a major cycle. It's the end of the tarot journey. Obviously, it rolls right back around to the Fool, the beginning in the majors, that 0. So it's the signal that we've completed something that's important. Give ourselves credit. Maybe it wasn't the most pleasant cycle. I don't know. Only you know. But whatever it might have been, let it go. What are the seeds that are there that you might want to keep nurturing? And give yourself credit for completing it. And again, maybe reaping a reward or learning a lesson, which is also reaping a reward. But just note that there might be that feeling of something wrapping up. And then on Sunday, we end our week with a lovely card, the Star. This one is ruled by Aquarius. It is 17, which makes it an 8, so it's also connected to strength. And this card is ruled by Aquarius, so there is a sense of what can I do for the collective. So this being brings in one picture, so she's holding 2, information for the collective, energy, divine essence, channeling an upliftment. I heard somebody put it today that Aquarius is about lifting up all the boats so that we have equality, that we're humanitarian, that we care that everybody is making it best, you know, we can. So with that other picture, in doing that, there also has to be self-care. So that's what that is as a reminder of. Yes, do the work for the collective, be that channel of whatever we're meant to be that's hopefully helpful. And then also make sure that you save enough for yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you won't be able to help others. So wonderful card to end our week with. And again, our 5 cards this week instead of 7. And as I said, those 4 majors indicate that there's some pretty strong energies. And I'll mention also that 4 is a very stable number, so there's strength in that as well. For our oracle card, I drew from the Tree Keeper's Oracle. I love this deck. It's so wonderful. And what came up was the Keeper of Fairy Tales, which was the card that came up for me as well today. I shuffled a lot, so I know it wasn't just there, but I'm quite taken with this one. Before there were humans, there were stories. The trees told them to each other in a language the moon taught them. Their favorite stories were fairy tales, and they've been inspiring humans to write and tell them since the first human walked into a forest. But fairy tales are special. Like the rings inside a tree, they hold secrets to the past and premonitions of the future. A book isn't simple paper and glue. It's a portal. And a fairy tale, it's like a magic carpet ride through the gates of myth. Indulge them, study them, live them. For if you seek a fairy tale with all your heart, someday you'll become one. And I bet if you look around, you'll find an area where that's happened. Small or large, I think we absolutely do that. So, beloveds, I'm wishing you the best week possible. Thank you so much for being here. And please consider liking, sharing, subscribing. If you need a little boost yourself, please consider a personal reading as well. And I will see you in less than a week this time.